back to the channel Pro Enzo Vids, and this is my round 10 NRL tips for 2024. And yeah, it should be a good week of footy. Already 10 rounds into the season, so it's pretty crazy how quick this season's gone. And yeah, just really, it goes so fast. But yeah, we're 10 rounds in. Should be some great games ahead for this round. Yeah, really am keen for the game on Thursday. I won't be there on Thursday, unfortunately. As much as I love to be there, I won't be there though. So my 7-8 game streak of watching Manly play live has ended very sadly. So, but I'll be back at Magic Round the week after though. So I'll be definitely there again in Brisbane to watch the boys play. But yeah, won't be at this game on Thursday, but I'll be live on YouTube for a live reaction to the game too for the Manly and Dolphins. Friday looks good. I think Bulldogs Panthers has potential to be a good game. It's Stephen Crichton versus the Panthers, and believe it or not, it's actually William Kikau's first time versus the Panthers too since he left the club because he was injured last year. So, wow, yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see that battle actually how it all unfolds. I cannot miss that game. I'm pretty excited for that game, low key. Yeah, Eels and the Broncos. Look, probably not the greatest one, but has potential. But the best one, in my opinion, is definitely Storm and the Sharks at Amy Park in Melbourne. That's a big game, that one. Honestly, it's first v second, so whoever wins gets the first place. Whoever loses goes second, I assume. But yeah, what a battle. Two of the best clubs so far, best rolling clubs of 2024 so far, in my opinion. But as always, make sure to like this video. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do sub if you haven't already. Yeah, my goal is to get to 4,250 subscribers, but hopefully the end of the month. I mean, only 10 subs away exactly, so hopefully if you are new watching the channel right now, please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as well as commenting your tips in the comment section down below. But without further ado, let's get into my round 10 NRL tips. Alright, here we go. The first game on the Thursday, it is my boys Manly up against the Dolphins at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, so 7:50 PM kickoff. And yeah, it's the second time ever these two sides will play against each other. So again, not going into the game on Thursday, unfortunately, but we'll be live on YouTube for live reactions, so do tune in if you have the time to. Yeah, I mean, last year when I was at Manly and Dolphins at Brookie, we won 58 points to 12, I think the score was. So would be nice if we can get somewhere close to that again, but I doubt that. Dolphins are a lot better team, and they're not going to be easy. Dolphins are a team that has been really impressive so far this year. Wayne Bennett's got them playing great footy. And yeah, they're definitely exceeding expectations so far this year. So it's really good to see Dolphins rise up to the ladder in the top 4. Yeah, as for Manly, I think last week was just what the F. Really, what the F. I just still can't believe we choked the 20-0 lead. But looking at some of the player interviews during the week, the boys are all adamant they've moved on and they're ready to go. So hopefully we see it on Thursday. But yeah, look, Dolphins obviously are in great form at the moment. You know, obviously against the Knights weren't that great, but then they bounced back against the Cowboys and won in Townsville 28-26. So it'll be a very close game, and I think Dolphins have Herbie Farnworth back, so that's a big in for them, having Herbie back. I think Kenny Bromwich might be back too. As for Manly, well, there's a few changes. So Lachlan Croker's out with a Category 1 concussion, so he'll miss this week. Carl Lawton goes to hooker, and then Gordon Chan Kum Tong back in the bench. So I'm so glad to see Gordy back in the bench. Really exciting. So great to see him back in the 1-17. And Ben Chavoy is back in the back row too. And yeah, Nathan Brown's out with injury, unfortunately, so that's a real shame. My tip for this game, well, back in Manly, obviously, I do think we'll get the job done. He will bounce back and win, hopefully. I think we'll win by about 8 points. I reckon we'll win by about 8. First try scorer, I'll go with, let's go Ruben Garrick. And anytime try scorers, I'll go with Herbie Farnworth in his return for the Dolphins. And for Manly, I'll go with Ben Trebojevic. So Manly to win by 8. Can this Penrith Bulldogs thing just become a thing already? May as well be, but it is the Panthers and the Bulldogs on the 6 o'clock Friday game there at Bluebet Stadium in Penrith. So yeah, look, both these sides have been in alright form so far this year. I think Bulldogs have been a lot better compared to recent seasons and the way they've started. It's all about keeping it up, I feel like, for them. Yeah, the wins recently have been pretty good. Defeating the Tigers last week in a bit of a close game, but I think they're always a better side. As for Penrith, I guess a little bit scrappy as of recent, but Penrith, they're playing some great footy at the moment too. Yeah, I mean, they'll obviously, I guess, you know, good winners last week too. And yeah, I think obviously about Nathan Cleary is always tough, but they're definitely climbing and going places, I feel like. So, it's all about keeping it up for them. And, they're the best for a reason. There's not much you can really say. As I said before, it's the first time Viliame Kikau and Stephen Crichton are versing their old club, the Panthers. So it'd be very interesting to see the reception they receive. Probably good ones by the Penrith supporters, I imagine. But we'll see what happens, I guess. And Paul Alamotti, he's playing his old club too, and so does James Salmon. Wow, definitely the Penrith Bulldogs, all right, or the Canterbury Bankstown Panthers, honestly. I think for the Panthers, they won through 17. Isaac Tako's out with Alamotti in, and Cleary's back too, with Shiner out. And then for Bulldogs, their team's pretty much the same as well. Not really any changes for them, I don't think. My tip for this game, though, I think Panthers will win. But Panthers 1-12, though. I think Bulldogs might actually put up a fight here, but Panthers 1-12. I'll go Penrith by about, let's go Penrith 26 points to 16, 10 points. First try scorer, I will back in the Panthers to score first through Sania Taruva. Anytime try scorers on both sides, I'll go with Dylan Edwards. And for the Bulldogs, I reckon we might see Josh Adokar score anytime. But yeah, Penrith to win. Now onto the main game of the Friday. It is the Eels and the Broncos at CommBank Stadium. So these two sides often have had some great clashes in the past. I do remember a few good games between both the Eels and the Broncos. But this time around it's very different because both sides are out there marquee half. With obviously Para with no Mitchell Most until maybe next week or the week after. And Adam Reynolds is out with unfortunate, I think it's some bicep injury, I feel like. I think it's what it is. So yeah, he'll be out until late in the year. So yeah, wow, it's not good for Broncos at all. The Eels have been pretty shocking as of recent. Like obviously, losing Moses is a bigger loss than we all thought. I think we all thought that Dylan Brown will do a fine job at halfback and really step up for the team, but obviously hasn't been working, unfortunately for them. But yeah, look, I don't know. The Parramatta just need to really get back to basics and really need to start pulling their finger out, I feel like. I think Brad Arthur needs to also be held accountable for some of their form too, I feel like. Can't be all just on Moses, For Broncos, though, yeah, they're missing, I guess, Adam Reynolds, big blow. So Josh Rogers actually comes into the team. So Josh Rogers made his debut last year against the Storm. He's about 27, 28 years old, so a bit of a late debutant, but apparently it's quite good. So we'll see how he goes on Friday. But I think and Gufson's out for Parramatta too, so he's out with Blade Slungy at fullback, so it's a very inexperienced spine for the Eels. And for the Broncos, no real changes apart from Adam Reynolds out, and obviously Jack Kovzeski is making his club debut off the bench. My tip for this game, look, I think it might be close for a bit, but I think Broncos might get the job done here and blow out the score in the end. I can see Broncos winning 13 plus. I think 13 plus. It might be close for about 50 minutes, then after that, Broncos will score pole on tries. So I think Broncos win 13 plus. First try scorer, I think Parramatta might score first through Micah Sevo. Anytime try scorers on both sides, I'll go with Sean Lane on one edge, and for the Broncos, I'll go with Ezra Mam. But Broncos to win. On to the first game on Saturday there. It is Knights and the Tigers at Scully Park in Tamworth. So I believe every year the Tigers take a regular home game in Tamworth, which is good for the community out there. And it's been a regular thing for a while, I believe. And they've always played Knights out there for some reason. But this will be a very interesting game. I think Tigers have been really disappointing the last month. I think the way they started the year, they were very good, the Tigers. Like, in my opinion, they were playing some great footy, But now, ever since that win against Parramatta, CommBank on Easter Monday, I don't know, they haven't been that great in my opinion, but we'll see if they can turn it around on Saturday. As for Knights, though, Knights have been winning a bit more games and probably are playing a better footy as they probably should be as a team they are. But yeah, look, I don't know. Knights a bit 50-50 for me in terms of form, but they're winning games and that's probably the main thing for them at the moment. Speaking of Knights, they get both Jacob Saifidi and Tyson Frizzell back from injury, so that's a big in for both, big in for the Knights having both of them back. As for the Tigers, they're without Aiden Caesar for a long period of time with the hip drop tackle he did, but ridiculous length of suspension he's got for that, ridiculous. Latu Finer's out with a hamstring injury too, so that's very unfortunate for Latu. So yeah, their halves are Lachlan Galvin and Jaden Sullivan. And I think also Api Coruscant's back, which is a huge in for the Tigers, absolutely huge. My tip for this game though, I'm actually going to tip the Tigers. I think Tigers might bounce back and get a win here. They play well at Tamworth often, actually, so I think they might get the job done here. And I think Tigers will win by about 10 points. I think they'll win about maybe 24-14 or something. First try scorer, going to back in Appy Coruscant on his return. I think Appy might just dart over and score. Anytime try scorers for both sides, I will go with Dream Buller for the Tigers, and for the Knights, I'll go with Tom Jenkins, but Tigers to win. Alright, on to the next game on Saturday now. It is both the Dragons and the Rabbitohs at Jubilee Stadium in Cogra. And yeah, this is a game where I do think it could be close, but could also blow out. I mean, I had a look at the Rabbitohs team before, and I'm not confident in saying that the Rabbitohs will score many points. That's the only issue I have. I think Rabbitohs team has some good rookies in there, like players for the future, but definitely just won't suit how things are going right now for that club, I feel like. As for the Dragons are obviously losing, but definitely can see the effort. I mean, apart from that Roosters game, they were actually alright against the Dragons up against the Sharks last week, but weren't good enough to win that game. But they were very close to winning though, but Sharks had a bit more quality in them, so yeah, but Dragons obviously play a lot better though compared to other weeks. But yeah, I don't know. This is a very tough game. I think in the past we've seen Dragons not win many games at Cogra compared to their record at Wollongong, which is true, but I don't know. Souths do have a habit of winning a lot of games against the Dragons, but I feel like it'll change this time around. I think Dragons will be too good. I'll go Dragons to win 1-12 though. I'm thinking maybe a scoreline of like 30 points to 20, high scoring game, or something like that. But Dragons to win 1-12. First try scorer, I'll go with Makali Ravalawa. Anytime try scorers on both sides, I'll go with maybe Ben Hunt for a try, and for the Rabbitohs, I'll go with probably Jack White on the edge in the centres. On to that final game now, the blockbuster game. The game I think is game of the round. It is both the Storm and the Sharks at Amy Park in Melbourne. And what a game. No, what a game this will be. This is absolutely huge. Both these sides have been most informed clubs of 2024 so far. What is this, 2016 all over again, honestly. But no, this will be a great game in Melbourne. Keen for it, and not going to miss it for the world, I don't think, hopefully. Yeah, so obviously the Storm are mainly 1-17 apart from one big change though, right? Pappenhausen's out due to the ankle injury going against the Titans last week, so real shame for Pappy because he's one guy that gets a lot of injuries and does not deserve it for how good of a person he is. Does not deserve all those injuries he's copped, so really do feel for Pappy. So that means Suafalongo goes to fullback, which is a great replacement either way. And yeah, the rest of the team's pretty much the same. I mean, I think Munster's out, unfortunately, so Tyrone Wishart and Jerome Hughes are the halves. And for the Sharks are pretty much the same team as well. No real changes from what I can see or remember seeing. But yeah, 1-17 for the Sharks. But my tip for this game, though, I want to tip Sharks in an upset. I do feel like there's upset potential here, but I think Storm know how to grind out games the best. No better than anyone else, really. Yeah, no, the Storm know their way to victory, and I think they'll get the job done here. So Storm to win. Storm 1-12, I feel like. First try scorer, I'll go with Suafalongo 2 for first try. And anytime try scorers on both sides, Will Warbrick. And for the Sharks, I'll go with Sione Katoa. But yeah, this will be a great game. Now on to Sunday afternoon footy, the first game of two. It is both the Roosters and the Warriors at Allianz Stadium. So yeah, look, obviously Roosters have been finding their best as of recent. Probably playing the footy as we probably know the Roosters can do on potential. Yeah, I guess they've lost a lot of close games too, like a lot of tight games have lost, unfortunately, but their wins have been some great wins too, so we'll see if they can back it all up. I mean, that win against the Broncos last Friday was just, yeah, wow, really good. But yeah, we'll see how they go against the Warriors this time back at home. Yeah, the Roosters, I think, are 1-17, no real changes for them, I don't think anyway, so they're, Spencer Lenu's back. Spencer Lenu's the big in for the Roosters, so yeah, that will definitely bring a lot of impact to their forwards come Sunday. As for the Warriors, well, I can see some of their fans are not happy with this, but there's no changes or real changes to that Warriors team. I don't think there really is, so wow. Yeah, we'll see how that team responds though, without any changes. But either way, I think the Roosters will win. I think Roosters will be too good at Allianz Stadium. Warriors might turn up, but no, Roosters hit different at Allianz than they normally do, so I'll go the Roosters to win. Roosters 1-12 only though. First try scorer, Joseph Suaalii, and anytime try scorers on both sides, I'll go with Tedesco. And for the Warriors, for some reason, I'm feeling a Tohu Harris try anytime. So yeah, we'll see how it all goes. Now, on to the last game on that Sunday. It is the Titans and the Cowboys at Seabury Super Stadium up in the Gold Coast. Yeah, well, this will be a big game. Yeah, obviously last year Titans got one over the Cowboys, but this year the Cowboys got one over them in Townsville. So we'll see if it who gets a result this time around, I guess. But yeah, both these sides are not really winning much games as of recent. I know Titans beat the Warriors the other week, but I guess Titans' form so far this year has not been great. But I will say though, their last month of football is really good. I think they've been unlucky to lose a few games. In the game against Canberra, against Manly as well. Could have definitely been the Storm too, but Storm found a way somehow. But yeah, I think Des and the Titans should be really happy with that effort, and eventually that effort they're showing will definitely result in a win sometime soon. For the Cowboys though, I don't know what's happened to the Cowboys. I mean, Cowboys started the year really well and definitely were favourites to really go a long way this year, but I mean, there's still time, obviously, but I guess they're in a bit of a form slump. 4 straight losses now, so yeah, I don't know. Their team's just too good of a team to lose 4 straight games, in my opinion. So I don't know what's wrong. But yeah, I think the Cowboys have no Murray Tanagi still, so they're pretty much 1 through 17, I think, anyway. So no real changes there for the Cowboys. As for the Titans, though, there's some interesting changes. So Chris Randall will start at 5'8", but I believe that's just a ploy until we see Keanu Kinney go to fullback, who's in reserves. Oh no, off the bench, jersey 14, and AJ Brimson will go to the 5'8" role alongside the halfback Tanner Boyd or Kieran Foran, I mean. So yeah, that will be how it sort of looks. I feel like by game time. But other than that, though, no real changes. And Milwaukee for the Wakers back for the Titans too, so big in for the Gold Coast there. My tip for this game though, very tough and thinking about it all day who I'd tip, but I might go to Titans. I think Titans might get the job done here. I don't know. I think Titans are definitely showing a lot of effort for me. I feel like that does result in a win sometime soon. The Cowboys are due. I know that, but I think Cowboys just, I don't know. I think against the Titans, there's just something that's telling me that Titans will have a lot more to give in the end. So Gold Coast win 1-12. First try scorer, I'll go with Keanu Kinney. I think if he starts, it's risky, but if he starts, I'll back him. But if he doesn't, though, I'll go with maybe Brian Kelly. And anytime try scorers of both sides, I'll go with maybe Fafita. And also for the Cowboys, I'll go with Semi Valame, but Titans to win. But there's my round 10 NRL tips for 2024. Thank you everyone for watching. As always, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and do comment your tips in the comment section down below. I'd love to see what everyone's tipping for the week ahead. So again, yeah, if you are a new viewer to this channel, do subscribe if you haven't already, and help my goal to get to 4,250 subscribers by hopefully the end of the month. So do subscribe if you haven't already. But thank you for watching, and have a good one.